Welcome back to another episode of Dogs in the House. I'm not usually in this chair, but we got a special treat today. We are with the creators of Dogs in the House, the old dogs, if you will. Can we get a bark, old dogs? We got Sydney Mountain and Jose Rojas. How are we feeling today?
I'm great. How are you?
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
It's been a long time.
It's been a long time.
Knock the rust off quick. Yeah, this is a treat. Like I just said, Sydney and Jose are the big creators of Dogs in the House. This show would not be a thing without these two people to the left of me right now. Ooh. So we got the old dogs in here. We have like breaking news from Jared Winick, one of the current dogs, but he's nowhere to be found.
Yeah.
I guess we'll get to that next week. But for
I
now,
guess Jack is going to win an Oscar.
yeah, next Leo DiCaprio.
Yeah.
Timothy Chalamet has got nothing on Jack Barton.
Absolutely nothing.
Nothing on Jack Barton. So
I guarantee you, everybody on set knows that
Oh,
DJ Moore.
Speak of the devil, he's got news.
This guy.
I have huge news.
Huge news. Go on Jose's mic.
Okay. So,
Oh,
first
man.
of all, hello. How are we doing? What's up, man? Very excited. Feel like a new changed man.
You seem so excited.
Yeah, so happy. I'm smiling ear to ear. Made
Sydney's
the decision
rolling
this
her eyes
morning.
at you.
Made the decision this morning. Jose, I'm just gonna ask you nicely. Just go ahead and look at my wallpaper on my phone.
Yeah, okay, buddy.
No way.
Yeah.
You changed the... Wait, what is it?
No,
Let me
just
see.
for this.
It's
I
literally
just made it
just
the
the
Knicks
logo.
logo.
Okay.
But I'm going back to my roots. I was a Knicks fan growing up. Sacramento can kick rocks. That's it.
So you're publicly announcing to everybody that you're a bandwagon.
No, because I'm from New York. Other people that are bandwagons include everybody from this school, not named Sydney Mountain, that is a Bills fan, and you, because you're dating her.
Oh, Jack Rice, you heard that? Our video
Yeah.
switcher, Jack Rice, is a bandwagon,
Yeah,
apparently.
no. There were a lot of Bills bandwagons around
but
the school.
listen to the logic here. You started as a Knicks fan.
Right.
Why did you move to the Kings?
Because I didn't really watch basketball, and I loved De'Aaron Fox.
Okay, but you left the Knicks because at that point, what, they were bad?
No, I left the Knicks because, like I just said, I didn't really watch basketball, and I liked De'Aaron Fox.
Okay.
I'm glad to have you aboard. Sydney's giving you a hard time.
I gotta go.
I've been trying to get you on the Knicks bandwagon, so
Yeah.
I can't hate it. I love it.
It's not a bandwagon. Here's what I'll say. I gotta go, but I was born and raised in New York.
Right, you got bigger things. You got bigger and better things.
Yeah.
Right.
There are other bandwagon. This is not a bandwagon. You can't bandwagon a team in your state unless you're a fan of the opposing team.
No, you can.
No, you can't.
All right, what
definitely can.
what about a Dodgers fan that was like his mom was from Arizona, so he was a Diamondbacks fan his whole life. Now the Dodgers are good. You're not going to consider him a bandwagon because
If
they
you
just
go back to your lineage, I don't think it's bandwagon.
It definitely is, but okay.
That's all
I
right.
don't know.
Listen, they're gonna be haters. I don't care.
No,
That's it.
I'm not hating.
No, we all know the truth. The only reason he's saying this is because Jalen Brunson made De'Aaron Fox look like a G League player last Sunday.
The only reason I'm saying this is because the Kings, of my 4 favorite players that have ever played for the Kings, it's De'Aaron Fox, Tyrese Halliburton, Keon Ellis, and
Tyrese Halliburton, what was that? A half a season?
a full season.
A season and a half?
Yeah, and Rashawn Holmes, all gone. So
Yeah.
where what kind of
You
fan would
heard
I
it
be?
here first. Get that team out of Sacramento. Jared's done with you guys.
Yeah, I'm done. I unfollowed him on Twitter today. Like it's a whole thing.
It's over.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah. Only from you.
that is set in stone. I mean,
Yeah.
dude, the Sacramento Queens, as I called them last week. That's what
I agree now.
princesses- Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah, he agrees,
Yeah.
and that means do not bring him up on this show ever again, Jared Winick.
No, but I still can.
No.
Right.
I mean, to be fair, why,
maybe once every 3
why
episodes.
is DeMar DeRozan, Demonis Sabonis, and Zach LaVine still on the team? Like, how does that make any sense?
I said the same thing last week.
The
but
other question you could ask is like I it all started actually, it was whatever their last game was. I was watching and I'm watching 28 minutes of Daquan Plowden trying to score in the paint. Like I don't really want to do that, you know? Like
I feel you. All right, we digress from the
I
Kings.
have an Amari Stoudemire jersey. It's a lot small, but I'll try and squeeze into it when I get home. Send you guys a picture.
Yeah, we're not talking
don't
about the
want
Kings
that.
anymore, but Jared Winick, newfound member of Knicks Tate. We love to see it. Later, Jared.
Got him a little Jose Alvarado jersey. I know he loves him.
Be good, my man. All right, we'll stay on the Knicks then. Jose, the Knicks go down 103 to 100 at home to the world's best team, the Oklahoma City Thunder, reigning champions last night.
Listen, I've been upset at every Knicks loss this season, and I was obviously like heartbroken last night. But it's not a loss where you feel like the world is ending.
I agree.
It's probably the first loss this season where you're sitting there and you're like, okay, they missed all their shots. The big three, big four, honestly played pretty bad, except for Carl, who just didn't get that many shots up. And the Thunder had great games with Chet and Shea. So you got to think to yourselves, hey, one of those 4 guys are like on top of their games. You probably win that game. A couple of calls didn't go your way. Wide open shots didn't fall. Is what it is. You only lose by 3. Refs were a little bit against the Knicks for the most part. So you kind of have to take what you gave there. And,
I think there was stuff to build off there for sure. I think the defensive, nature of that game was just awesome to see because you don't really see that from the Knicks anymore.
You haven't.
Like,
I mean,
the Knicks have a high-powered offense now, but they have the best defense in the league over the last month and a half. So you do see it.
The main reason why they're up there, I think they're ranked 6 or 7 right now.
Yeah. Oh.
Unintentional. I think they actually just passed
We
Boston.
were 6-7 friendly. Now we're kind of
No, I didn't
I've
mean to do
never
that.
ever been 6-7 friendly.
I love
Never.
that.
Anyways, yeah. So I think they moved up to 6, and the sole reason why I think that's the case is, well, for one, Jose Alvarado is one of the best defenders on the team, right? And then number 2, Mo Diawara getting the minutes that he's getting, the long wing. He's obviously going to get in the passing lanes and get a couple of stops there, right?
He's awesome.
Right? And also, Karl Anthony Towns isn't the world's worst defender anymore. He really isn't. Obviously, he gets into a lot of foul trouble.
As of like the last 5
All of his
games.
fouls are offensive. Can we talk about that?
Well, none of them were offensive last game. It was just the Tic Tac fouls because if you put Shea Gilgeous-Alexander on anybody, they're going to pick up 3 fouls
When
automatically.
he's off his game, he is one of the stupidest basketball players
100%.
I have ever watched in my life.
You do not want to listen to the things that I say about Karl Anthony Towns
Oh,
in the
gosh.
privacy of my own home.
I bring up a counterpoint, though, because if you hate Karl Anthony Towns, and I've talked as a fan, I've been a fan my whole life, I've talked smack about both of these players. You cannot talk bad about Karl Anthony Towns and witness what Josh Hart has been doing the last couple of games.
Please do not start right now.
You know what I mean?
We're not starting this right now.
In what
I
way?
promise
Because
you.
he's
Listen,
been more involved in the
big
offense.
man that makes hustle plays, and the offense should not be taking 15 shots a game and taking more shots than Karl Anthony Towns and Jalen Brunson. There's no world. I don't care how low the shot clock's setting. I don't care how well they're playing defense. I'd rather Jalen Brunson, as you saw last night, take contested fadeaway threes and hit them instead of Josh Hart shooting a wide open 3.
But
I don't
what
care how
about
good
no?
he's
But the
shooting.
defense, I'm going to disagree because the defense leaves him alone.
They leave him alone.
they
and they
don't
disrespect.
He has to take those shots in order to open up anybody else.
So why doesn't he hit them? How can an NBA player of that caliber not be able to hit those shots consistently?
I think he was earlier on, and there's a little bit of a shooting
He
funk
can
now.
against terrible teams.
Yeah, but the fact that he's so wide open is you have to take that because if they're doubling Brunson, and what I've seen with Josh Hart recently is they're involving him in every action because he is a good passer, and you get that ball to him middle or on cuts or whatever, they involve him in everything. He can make the right read a lot of the time. He is prone to turnovers. We saw it in the Pacers series last year, but to involve him in that action kind of spreads the floor out because he is usually the worst shooter on the court. And if you play Hart and Mitch at the same time, that is just dumb, first of all. But Hart, you can get by with Hart because he can kind of shoot, and then you're kind of 5 out.
That gets back to my point, though, because he also just makes the dump. You could say the same thing about Karl Anthony Towns. He can slash, he can shoot, he can post up, he can do this, that, and the second best rebounder in the league. But Josh Hart, all he does is rebound. He'll take the wide open shot, and yeah, he's taking 3 or 4 of those a game at shooting 40%. I would hope so when you're that wide
But
open.
he
You're
doesn't
shooting at
only
least
rebound.
40%. He makes the hustle plays. But for
Those are so important, and I don't want to start arguing with you right
For every
now.
hustle play
you
he
can.
makes,
Let him hear it.
Listen.
want to.
Listen. For every hustle, who by the way, Jose Alvarado makes just as many hustle plays, and when he makes the hustle plays, who does he pass it to? The next guy, Josh Hart. What does he do? He smoked. Jose Alvarado has had 4 of the GTA steals. 3 of them have gone to Josh Hart. Josh Hart has not converted a single one of those into points.
Okay, but his value to the team is more than that, though. Because if you watched last night, he was involved in every single action because they were doubling Brunson at the half-court line. They took away that first pass. That is usually to Hart at the top of the key. They took that away. But then eventually, Hart is very good at getting the ball middle, looking opposite, finding cutters. And I think that's his value to this team. I kind of agree with... Well, first of all, the shots aren't going in right now. That's plain and simple. It's wide open
slump.
threes are not going in.
Everybody has them. Even if you're an NBA player, everybody
Listen,
has
I
slumps.
want Josh Hart to shoot, though. If he's that wide open...
I don't mind him shooting, but he's got to at some point make most of these shots.
But
right?
that's
That's what he was
been
doing
a-
in the beginning of the season.
Yeah,
He was
but
hitting
now
them.
he's not, and now
It's
they're in a slump. That's what I'm saying. So you got to move on from it. Literally,
You have-
last night Last night I could use an example perfectly because why in God's green earth is Karl Anthony Towns only taking 8 shots when a majority of the time he's at a mismatch and has post position?
That I agree with. Karl Anthony Towns should never take less than 15 shots in a basketball game. That I completely agree with because sometimes he just does whatever out. I don't know. Like he's just doing weird stuff out there.
See, but that's the thing because obviously I agree that he does a lot of stupid stuff a majority of the time. But honestly, a lot of the times it's the system around him. I'm not going to fault. Mike Brown has grown a little bit more on me. Like I'm very iffy still on Mike Brown. Honestly, I really want to see what it's like in the playoffs with him.
I think he is a good offensive mind, Brown. But
I think
he gets in his own way sometimes with the rotations.
I think the fact that a lot of what consistent NBA coaches are doing this season is matching their best defender with the best offensive player. Mike Brown is one of the only coaches who doesn't really do that. Right? There's absolutely no reason why Shai Gilgeous-Alexander comes in and OG Anunoby's going out. That doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, he's got to shadow his minutes.
Yeah, so there's no reason for that. It's the same problem I had with Tibbs where he was a strict rotation and it was this and that's it, right? Even though Tibbs is towards the end of the season actually followed the players, right? Actually followed the defensive, actually followed the offensive and the best player. But with Mike Brown, my biggest problem has been so far how he's treated Karl Anthony Towns. I get the guy's an airhead. I get the guy isn't the best defender. I get he's foul prone. But come on, there are plays you could run for him. There's things you could do for him. He's not just a Domantas Sabonis. He is a million, maybe a trillion times better than Domantas Sabonis. Right?
Offensively, yeah, I agree there. But and to stay on Brown, I'm glad that when Sohan came in, he started trying him out, but then now it's back to DOR. And I'm glad,
I can't even blame him for that.
I'm glad he did that. But Sid, I'm going to ask you to stay on Mike Brown. His post-game press conference last night, he kind of called out how Shai's is good at drawing whistles, and he kind of called out the refs. Not something we've seen out of him. What did you think of that?
I personally, especially if you have a coach who is not very does not get technicals, does not do this, does not do that. I am all for every once in a while doing it because you have gone this reputation. You're very level-headed. You're very, hey, we could have done things better. This was our fault. You're very a lot of that goes on your back. I am very much once again, very much for once in a while having those texts, having that kind of press conference because it shows that you have your team's back as well.
I didn't think about it from that angle. I do like it. Initially, my opinion on it was he sounds like JB Bickerstaff. He's got to stop complaining. I hate the complaint culture in the NBA. But to say that out of a guy who doesn't do it that often, to send a message to his team that it's like, yo, I got your back. That's a good point. What about you, Jose?
Yeah, listen, well, the thing with Mike Brown is the entire all season. I personally, when a player has 2 challenges, I think if it's an egregious call, even if it's in the first quarter, you got to take it. Because the way momentum swings in basketball, you never know.
I agree.
I think you take it. So I think there were a couple of questionable calls there where Oklahoma got in favor and obviously didn't challenge it. Obviously, the biggest call of the game in the first quarter was obviously the no call on the charge, right? And which obviously led to the technical, which led to the made basket, which led to the Knicks losing by 3 points. Obviously, there's a butterfly effect going on there, so you never actually know.
Those looks they got to tie the game, bro.
They were perfect.
Oh my! They were perfect. That's drawn up anything
again.
Better.
Why I'm not that upset about the game.
It was such a good game to watch.
Yeah,
I promise you,
because it was not what you typically see in the NBA these days with these high-scoring battles between 2 really good teams.
And it was also a very defensive game as well.
Yeah. That's what. Yeah, it was incredible.
It was one of the better games of the season.
We'll close up with the Knicks talk because I got Jose and Sid here. We got Knicks fans in the house. Dog Knicks fans in the house. Had to cover the Knicks. Who do you guys want to see in the first round?
Ideally, in a perfect world, probably Toronto, but that would lead to Detroit in the second round. I'd rather see them in the conference finals.
I agree with that.
So honestly,
everything you just said.
Yeah. So it's
Toronto sucks.
Yeah. Honestly,
put it plain and simple. They should not be where they are.
No,
Toronto
honestly,
sucks.
I'm more scared of Charlotte. Charlotte is terrifying right now.
And we're gonna get into Charlotte.
Yeah.
What about you, Sid?
I know the whole, and we'll get to it, but the news about Tatum, but I don't mind Boston.
They wouldn't be first round though. It would be Sixers, Magic, Hornets, Raptors, around there.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't want to go same answer. That's why I gave a different answer. But
oh, my bad.
Out of those 4, probably also Toronto.
Yeah.
But once again, if it somehow happened that way, I wouldn't mind Boston.
I mean, ideally, in the perfect world, the Knicks either stay 2 or 3, and they're probably going to end up facing Boston in the second round if it comes to it, right?
Yeah.
I think you obviously Not Toronto. Philadelphia is a dark horse. You actually never know. They could like a string of a couple of lucky games where Joel Embiid magically comes back and you
he
never
shoots
know,
15
right?
free
And
throws.
Tyrese
Exactly.
Maxey hits every logo 3 that he takes.
Exactly.
Yes,
So
that's
you
the
never know.
thing with facing Philly. Exactly.
Philly's such an unknown in this league. You just have no idea. They've been injured.
Yeah, and then we
literally.
can go in a Wells Fargo
Orlando.
Center, piece him up by 49.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. It doesn't